What's up, listeners? JTM here, and I wanted to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Serviceware. Serviceware is an Apple-authorized service provider located in Pleasanton, California. This family-owned and operated business started in 1981 as an electronics repair shop and has since become an industry leader in both phone and computer repair for all of your Apple product needs. Owner Justin Carvaccio is also an avid listener to the podcast, and as TTG's first official sponsor, we couldn't be more excited for the partnership. So next time your Apple product's on the fritz, cut the long lines at the Apple Store and shop local. Head on over to Serviceware where you can rest assured that Justin and his team will give it back to you better than they found it. Learn more at serviceware.com. That's servicewr.com. Enjoy the show. Fucking love this song. There it is. Boom. There it is. Welcome back to the Through the Grapevine podcast. TTG if you're nasty. As always, we are here at the Vasco Row Makers District in the beautiful Livermore Valley. I am JTM in the kitchen. Hello, world. I'm with the one and only Savannah Banana, SVC. How's it going over there? How's the plumbing? How's
It's terrible. It's actually pretty. It's been a really rough week and weekend, and apparently another week of roughness. I don't know. I'm trying to stay positive.
It's luckily it's early. Luckily it's early.
Hits the fan early.
Hits the fan early. And we
How
wish.
many plumbing jokes can we make
within
one episode?
Within the next, we'll figure it out. They'll come naturally. I'm sure they will. Just for now, they're clogged up. They'll come out though. But welcome back. We're happy to have you. If you are watching on the interwebs, particularly Spotify, we are here in this beautiful new studio that continues to come together. I would say more than little by little. And we're very happy to be here. So, Advanced Creative has some new goals here in the new year, and to simply put it, if you are a creator who likes to create in this capacity, a podcast in particular, they'd love to have you. Mm-hmm. They are opening up the space to more of them. We didn't scare them off.
Nope. And there's no better place than here.
I would say so.
I don't think this is a great studio. I've been to 2 other studios at this point, and this is top quality, the best out there. So
the
guys are just nice, and Rory's here.
Rory is kind of make or break. Yeah. If he was never here, it would still be great. But now that we got a taste of Rory, if John was like, nah, Rory can't come anymore, Mom said no, well, we'd have to find a new studio.
Well, yeah.
You know?
Right now, Rory's working on the scarcity model, which I know Paul Halverson has some gripes about the scarcity model, but yeah, Rory's working on the scarcity model, and it keeps me coming here, so it's working. Especially
because he just unapologetically plays favorites with you. It's just he
was vibing with me today. He knows that he knows that I'm having a bad day, and he was like, "I'm gonna stick by your side." He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. I just thought we were closer.
That's what happens when you show up late.
Wow. Wow. But hey, we're happy to be here. Let's get started. So we are going to dabble. We're going to continue to dabble in this, what I'll probably emphasize is creative writing review type of segment show. Yeah. It's going to be a bit shorter. We've done one.
Verbal blog, verbal vomit. Potentially a vlog, if you will.
A vlog, if you will, right? Man.
Because you could also see this, I guess.
That's, I know, is it?
We don't know what we're doing.
We don't. Which is sometimes where some of the best things happen.
I think so.
So 10 years from now, I don't know. 10 years from now. I mean, 10 years from now will be 2034.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys look back and say, wow, you remember when it was real rough and they were trying those new vlogs? They called them vlogs. How old are they? And it might be something.
Do you remember when they were shitty?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're trying today. So Savannah's written one, which she's excited to bring her first one to the table.
Yeah.
I've written another one myself. If you look 4 episodes ago, I think our first stab at this, Matt and I took a late night stab at the taco spot over by McDonald's, Consuelito, which which was it was a good time.
People liked it. I really liked it. And you know what? That's all that matters.
At the end of the day, yeah. I feel good about this one, and I'm excited.
I'm really excited for that one.
I'm excited to see what you offer. So,
am I going to learn stuff from yours?
Maybe.
Okay.
Actually, well, you will learn stuff, whether it's about Anthony or about me. You will learn something.
That's the important thing.
From this. So, we're going to start with yours, though. So, I mean, why don't you kind of, I mean, we have to roll right into it, but like set the stage for why you chose this today.
I really love the farmer's market. I see a lot of you guys see me there often, and I find it really fun. The Thursday night farmer's market, the Sunday morning farmer's market. Nicole and I are there all the time. Mm-hmm. We might not be going to Thursday as much anymore just because like schedules are getting crazy. Mm-hmm. But I chose this one because for me, there's just something really ineffable about it. And this was me trying to capture whatever that was and trying to figure out. I don't know if I have it fully figured out, but I think I have a piece of it that I can understand why I think it's so important, why it's so special that we have one here in Livermore. So, I mean, I just fucking love a farmer's market.
Yeah, I agree. And I need to actually respond to him, but Harv did respond to us, our email, and he's looking forward to joining us on the podcast. So if you're not familiar with that name, Harv manages his company, his business, his team manages not only our farmers market, a collection of them here in the Tri-Valley and then over the hill, but particularly and uniquely our Thursday and Sunday farmers market. And they do a great job. It was handed over to him in 2020, around there in that time. Ish. And I've only noticed that they've gotten better. Maybe I didn't.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
I
mean, I don't know if I really attended as much with the previous ones. Yeah. Did you grow up with like farmers markets?
I grew up with farmers markets, and particularly what was the equivalent of Fremont's Street Fest, the Art and Wine Festival.
Okay. That's interesting that you say that, because I think this is I may have to like come back to the farmer's market a few times. There's something really interesting because I think that I didn't really grow up with a farmer's market. Like everything's just kind of like available where I grew up. And it is weird to be like in the heart of like agriculture for California and not really have farmer's markets. I think that's kind of like weird and interesting. But it's funny that you said festival, because the farmer's market to me always feels like it's a festival. It feels like a street fair and a festival all the time, which is really fun because I only ever really got that maybe once or twice a year where I grew up. So,
and I mean, my best guess is like often like when you live in the heart of the production of something, it's generally like it's your biggest export, which is probably why.
And that's really what it is. A lot of it.
You guys were busy exporting your farm. You know what I'm saying?
It's also very different types of like farming, which we discussed when Happy Acre came in and interviewed with us. Is that they're farming on a much smaller scale, and farms out there are on massive scales. And this past 2 weekends ago, when I was there for the Apricot Fiesta, I was chatting with a friend who his wife and him, I think, both work for Her Family Farms, which they own probably hundreds of acres out there. And we were chatting about it, and he made a comment of like, oh, well, like a lot of stuff is just like rotting on the trees now because there's no buyers for it. And I'm like, that's interesting. Like, don't you guys have a farmer's market? And then I was like, wait a second. It's because they're producing at such like a high volume. So they're used to contracts with schools, or they're used to like Blue Diamond's a big contractor out in the Central Valley because we grow lots of nuts, specifically almonds or almonds, depending on where you're from. And so Blue Diamond purchase a lot of those things. So if you lack some of those contracts, you kind of waste. I don't want to say wait. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a waste of food, really, if you don't have somebody to buy it. Whereas if you're a smaller farm, they're way more sustainable about who's going to purchase things, right? Because they have things like CSAs. So I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping that farmers markets can go further out there, and maybe that changes a little bit of what that farming economy looks like. It's a different lifestyle, though, because I mean, like as like Matt and Helena say, like they're not millionaires, they're not rich, but I know a lot of the farming families that I grew up with are wealthy because they get those big contracts.
Yeah, it's a different game.
Because they're farming hundreds of acres.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
And as we all know, the margins in food is just so small. It is still the game of scale. Yeah. I mean, that's how the math maths.
Yeah. I think you have to really care about sustainability, and you really have to love what you do and find value in it.
Yeah. which is like I said, which is the style that I love.
Or
actually.
try and capture gigantic contracts, which are hard to come by.
Yeah, I know, right? So ain't that the game?
Existential
Ain't that
dread.
the game? So
Brought to you by SBC.
man, right? You can learn a lot at a farmer's market.
I always do that.
It is always it's not. I'd say a lot of the things that we generally talk about around the median of food ends up being microcosms of life, the system, and a lot of things. There's reflections in so much. So
well, and I hope what that means is that I hope other people think about like the things that we consume and do as much as you and I do. Maybe you all don't, but maybe if you just thought about that deeply about one or two things in your life, maybe the world would be a better place. I don't know.
And on that,
I'm all doom and gloom. On that note, I'll get started.
Yeah, you've had a poopy morning, so you can doom and gloom all you need. Well, shit. Let's keep going.
We need to tally these poop
Oh
jokes
man,
later.
we're good. We'll now you guys will never really understand why we keep making poop jokes, even though we mention it. So,
yeah. Well, I'm excited to get started. Hopefully, I don't stumble too much, but
yeah. So, I mean, shall I just kind of?
Yeah, feel free to.
And we just do the thing. So
Go with the vibe. I'll start.
Okay. So,
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is SBC with her take on the farmers market. On any given Thursday between April and October, you can head over to Carnegie Park in downtown Livermore and observe people congregating over food and fresh produce. And if Thursday isn't your day, you can experience the same phenomenon on 2nd Street every Sunday throughout the year, minus a week or two for holidays. I'm not a religious person by any means, but I would be hard-pressed to describe a holier scene than that of my local Livermore farmers market. The sizzling meat on a hot surface mimicking the euphony of a choir. Vendors announcing their specials are reminiscent of a sporadic amen from a church pew. Devout gastronomes praising at the altar of food trucks and, depending on the season, tomatoes. Children laughing and people smiling at the simple pleasures of not only nature's abundance, but of those pursuing the American dream. To me, the Livermore Farmers Market is my worship. It's true that you can buy almost anything you need from a grocery store, but there's something that the farmers market has that your big box supermarket doesn't. It's inviting. There's something incredibly engaging about going outside and shopping for your produce. Sunshine instead of terrible fluorescent lights. Fresh open air opposed to the filtered frigidness. But is it so much more engaging because of the weather, or is it something more? Perhaps it's because it can also feel like a game. There's nothing predictable about it. They may sell your favorite item. There could be new produce in season. There could be different products available. The possibilities and availability make it exciting. The same way gambling gets your blood pumping so you too can risk missing out on your favorite stone fruit or restock of JTM's chili oil. I had to make a gambling joke because I have beef with the with the casino here in town. Could its engagement also come from its live music? You can't tell me that shopping experience can't be improved by a local artist singing your favorite throwback bangers. Al Green, Journey, Brown Eyed Girl. There's nothing like live music that says, come in and stay for a while. Or could it be that every third Thursday, parents get to let their kids run wild while they grab a glass of wine or beer and finish their shopping in peace? Or, moreover, is it that markets are baked into our DNA? That our need to witness one another and be amongst one another is driven by uniquely human quality. Open-air markets date back to ancient Egypt, and some argue Mesopotamia. To what extent these markets participated in free market is neither here nor there, but the fact remains that we as humans have been making exchanges for goods for a very long time. But even before the advent of agriculture 10,000 years ago, we were hunters and gatherers. Could we not make an argument that schlepping yourself across town to find parking, loading your kids up and your bags is not a practice in hunting and gathering? Could it be that the market is so exciting because it exercises those innately human instincts? Or is it that we have outgrown those instincts and it is perhaps a newer instinct? While farmers markets in the U.S. have a history dating back to the colonies, California's farmer market is much newer. It's the product of war and labor disputes, and it's become a social necessity. But I think it has since transcended into something more than just local growers trying to move produce, more than just labor shortage. As of late, it signals our need for community and acts as a place of connection. Food has always been and will remain the great connector of people. I've never known someone whose bad mood couldn't be improved by a tasty meal. It's in our biology. Food enters the body alerts the brain, and the brain releases all those happy hormones that make getting along with one another much easier. Often it's hard to connect when we feel that we are different from one another, but what better way to bridge those differences than sharing one's food, one's labor? Seeing young children try foods from cultures other than their own warms my weary heart. I don't think it's a stretch to say that experiencing someone's culture through food at a young age makes otherness smaller and makes acceptance bigger. So is its popularity and function a result of our newfound social needs? Or is it an evolutionary leftover to make us feel like we are surviving? Whatever the answer may be, the truth is that we love to gather. The farmers market offers us that opportunity with low pressure. Come as you are, stay as long as you want. I often make a joke that our neighboring town isn't even real. But I make this joke because it lacks a central place to gather. Any place that strives to create community needs a place to gather. And in Livermore, we create that place twice a week. No matter who we are, despite age, gender, orientation, good taste or bad taste, we all need to eat, gather, and connect. And what better place than a farmer's market? And that was an original by your very own SBC. Sorry for the ad in the middle.
Dude. I tried to turn that off so fast.
You did it fast. You did it fast.
Well done, dude. Yeah.
Thanks. That was my first one. That was kind of fun.
You killed that.
Did I write half of that 30 minutes prior to getting here? Sure. But that's because I need deadlines.
That is, oh man. What a, that's a real round of applause. That's no soundbite.
Oh, do you hear Rory in the back? He's barking for me.
That is, that was fun.
Thanks.
That was fun to listen to. That was like the other half. Well done.
Thanks.
It kind of, you kind of just feel like goodly spent, don't you?
I feel relieved that I finally got it done with because we've been talking about me doing the farmer's market one for a while now.
Yeah.
I did find, though, that when I was starting to write it, that it was really hard because, like I said, there's something kind of ineffable about it. And I think one piece of the farmer's market that is special is gathering. I think as people, like, we have a need to connect with one another and we desperately need that. There's psychology that supports it. And so I like the farmer's market because I see that happen live. I see people there being able to connect. It's nice because no matter what age you are, you can go there and it feels like a mini festival twice a week. Like, to me, there's nothing better than that. But I think there's still something else there. And I have a feeling I'll probably revisit that because I think that's only one piece of like the bigger pie of like why it's so special.
Chapter 2. No, I mean, I think that was a tremendous, if that's the first chapter, well done.
Thanks.
And that's
I'm going to post this on my blog too now that it's
should.
done. Yeah, it's going to go on the blog, which my blog, it has an official name and URL. I probably have to share the link because I don't think you can.
What's your Xanga,
I have no SEO going right now, so if you Google it, you're not going to find it. But it's called Bites and Rights.
Bites and Rights.
Yeah, and so I have a few different categories on there. I'll have my Year of Brave on there. I have Rights on there. I have Bites and Beverages on there.
Okay.
And then I have Wanderings.
I like
Bites,
that.
Rights, Wanderings.
I like it. All right, here we go.
So
and
this will be
off.
the second blog that I have on there. The first one is the first one I wrote for school, and it's called Smut Saved Me. It's really good. It's really funny. It's under rights when you go onto my website, and it should also be on the homepage.
Make sure you send me that link because I'll make sure it's in the description of this.
Yeah, I'm going to put it onto my Instagram bio. My link will be there.
Okay.
So if you guys go over to my Instagram, you'll be able to see it, and I'm tagged in our TTG Instagram. So.
Yeah.
And there should be a place. Hopefully, there's a place for you guys to leave comments on it. So if you like it, let me know.
Yeah.
But I feel relieved to get this one done.
It feels good.
Because it's been on my back for a while, and I've been telling myself that I have to like get it out there and get it done, no matter whether I like it or not. I have a problem with
ugly first drafts.
not just ugly first drafts, but I have a problem with the fact that like I used to hate revision, and now I'm obsessed with revision. And so something has to be like constantly revised, and not having a workshop writing group is really hard to do. I don't believe that you should do revision on your own. I think you have to workshop a piece, specifically with people that you've been workshopping with that understand like your voice really well. But I don't have my people because it's summer break. Yeah. So I have a hard time. I had a really hard time like being like, okay, well, this isn't going to go through workshop revision. I'm going to have to be okay with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I can jive with that.
I think you also want like your first one to be really, really like exciting and special and good. And I had to just accept that this was going to be okay.
And yes. So writing is a trip. It's something that I've always kind of like low key enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's a new challenge because at the same time as like we're podcasters, we like talking our shit.
We like writing. It's just articulated thought.
Yeah. It's what she said. It's a different application, which feels good and allows you to just I don't know, engaged with the task. Like I would never be able to like spew what I'm about to say on the next episode here. Just like, you know what I'm saying? I could talk about the topic, but like this gives you a bigger chance to sit with your thoughts.
Just organize
and organize
differently. Well, because you really, so you cannot be distracted while you're writing. Like it's technically like impossible. Or if you ever want to like get stuck in your thoughts, or if you ever want to be like really connected with whatever you're thinking, or really engaged with it, is if you write your random stream of consciousness, it would be almost impossible for you to accidentally think about something else, or to it keeps you focused.
Yeah, actually, that's that makes total sense. Why I can't like why I struggle to use like, you know, apps and whatnot to doodle, to add, you know, and it's why.
Yeah, so physically like writing changes it, which is interesting.
Which is why I still carry around an actual calendar, guys.
Yeah.
That's with 365 days in it.
Yeah. Carry an actual journal. There have been I know that like not all men like talk therapy, but cognitive therapy is really good for really anybody, but it doesn't always have to be talk. And so I know that some people, some therapists have been practicing with just writing, of like, you just write down your stream of consciousness, and that apparently helps.
I would challenge that a lot of men actually write and simply do not offer it to anybody for a multitude
Well, that's
of reasons.
good. You don't, not all writing has to be offered to someone else.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. But as far as that therapy conversation, men are probably, I mean, I don't know the statistic, but we are probably significantly worse at going to therapy and handling it than women.
But it is, and I think that's the thing too, is like, because cognitive therapy is it doesn't have to be stuck to just talk therapy. And so you can find it within like your own journaling or writing.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so, well, that was wonderful.
Thanks.
Well done.
Thanks.
So like, you know, like this is a newer format here, team. As you listen here, I hate to say like that's it, because by no means is that it. But like these episodes are meant to just be a little shorter and a little sweeter.
Yeah.
We have.
Well, I am curious though. What do you feel about the farmers market? Do you go as much as I do?
I don't go as much to our farmers market as you do.
Are you as addicted?
Regrettably.
Well, I feel like when you do go, you're there to sell.
When I do go, I'm usually there to sell. You know, the nature of my business. It's like if I don't want to say this keeps me from going to the farmers market, but like the farmers market is where everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just want to relax.
On Sundays, if we are trying to get shit done and we need to relax, we cannot go any later than 9 a.m. exactly.
Before people.
Because if we are there at 10 a.m.,
you have an amazing time talking with everyone.
You have an amazing time talking with everyone, but if that wasn't your vibe when you're going into it, it could be a very bad time.
It can be so. I was, but that's one of the reasons. After work, after a long day, farmers market, particularly Thursday during the summer times, which is like the awesome one.
So fun.
You might be a little pooped, and if so, we haven't made it, but as we get,
I feel like it rallies me for the weekend, the Thursday one, because I'm like,
we're
fucking almost Thursday night is practically Friday. Friday's practically the weekend.
Fridays,
so.
I believe I can get on board with that. If you need a signature for that 4-day work week, you've got mine and my wife.
We should.
But the farmers market, it's all of that. Without trying to expand or. It's a place where you gather.
You can expand. That's fine.
It's a place where,
because I still need to write part 2. So go ahead and expand if you want.
So what I love about,
there's something to be said about festivals, like what we were talking about earlier.
What I love about, I think if there's one word that describes a farmer's market for me, and as far as how I like internalize the world, is texture. The farmer's market is riddled with texture, and as someone who very specifically uses cultural texture, color texture. Conversational texture. It is there. It's
engaging.
It is engaging in every way. To the idea that like writing is a supreme focus, while you can be focusing on like 7 different things at a farmer's market. That is still like you. It's hard not to engage or be engaged while at a farmer's market. Whether you're simply picking up strawberries and blueberries, or having a conversation walking down while eating a baked potato.
We're just going there to be around people. It's connection. It's just
a generally uplifting place to be. It's great to be when you're in a great mood. It's a great place to get uplifted when you're in a bad mood. The farmers market is. The energy that encapsulates a farmers market is such a culmination of all of my favorite aspects of of hospitality, of life, of community.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm absolutely addicted to them. I love them. I always want to start going. I never want to stop going to them. Not only do I like farmers markets, I just I like markets in general.
Markets are great. The makers market when we have those, that one's so cool.
But even especially I'd say studying, old port cities. A lot of our biggest cities in history, for very obvious reasons, waterways are built as port cities. They were places where it was easy for ships to land.
Yeah.
And these immense,
markets.
Yeah. When, if you consider how the water hits a breach, which is generally a beach or some, whatever it is, a pier. And then what's often there is usually all food service in some capacity before you get to anything else that is the layers of a city start with food.
Yeah.
In more than one way.
Yeah.
And I just love the history of all that. And I get to think about all those things and just be particularly curious when I'm at a farmer's market. So I love them. I love them. And I think Livermores are uniquely awesome. So heck yeah.
Yeah, some travel, I feel like you can travel certain places, and one of the things to do when you travel there is you have to go to this market. So I know in Germany they're always you have to if you're Christian by any means, or you just like Christmas, everybody says you have to go to the German Christmas markets because it's a thing. People will travel there specifically during December to go to the Christmas markets because it's such a thing.
It's such a thing, and food is, I think. Food, food in writing, and particularly in this conversation, food has the ability to carry what we'll call some purity of tradition and history as a vessel. I think more effectively than a lot of other things.
Yes, because we always need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
better than memory, better than it all. Which is why when we smell wine, when you taste wine, it can take you back to that thing. Yeah, that you're So it's just, food. That was well done, dude. And if that's chapter one,
food is a perfect. I feel like these two subjects kind of go well together too.
I'm glad. Yeah,
Bourdain is the king of exploring.
He is
of exploring food and culture.
Let's do it.
Culture through food.
Culture through food. So pause. Well, we're gonna
let's roll through it.
We're gonna end this one. This is the end. This is gonna be an episode here. So honestly, folks, I hope you enjoyed this.
Yeah, thanks, guys. If you like it, please let me know. If you hate it, don't you dare fucking tell me.
Don't you say a fucking word.
No, tell me you hate it, and then I'll do better.
But no, do give us feedback. However is easiest. We're not hard to find. Come find us at the farmers market and let us know. Yeah. Because these reviews, we are excited where they head. They may not. If you
also have a better description for them outside of reviews, let us know, because we don't know what to call these.
We don't know what to
describe them.
Yeah, and I think Matt summed it up the best, or described it. He's like, we should for now we'll just call the segment not quite a review.
Yeah.
TTG shorts. So that's really all we have for this this one here. I'm JT in the kitchen. That's Savannah Banana.
I'm SVC on the streets.
SVC on the street, on them streets, bro. Get some scrimp. And I hope that it's a wonderful day for you guys. We'll see you soon. Real soon. With another TTG short. We out.